What is going on, guys? So today we have a very special guest, one of my best friends. I've known him since high school, named Steven Goebel right there. What's going on, Steven? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing really well. So Steven's a Vikings fan. I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm bringing him on to talk Vikings, talk the Cowboys, Vikings game, and we'll do kind of like a mini preview. So Steven, a few weeks ago, y'all had what, one win, and was it four losses, five losses?
We were 1-5, man. It was looking pretty bad. I thought we were going for like the top 3 pick or something like that. So
Yeah, I
it
think
was
we
pretty
both
bad.
were. Yeah, I think we both were. Where Cowboys had two wins, which we still do, but the Vikings, man, something flipped the switch, and y'all just got rolling. So, what do you attribute the wins to?
Honestly, I think it's Dalvin Cook. I'm not gonna knock the coach like a lot of other people are trying to do, but he's definitely progressed these young cornerbacks too. All we have is young cornerbacks. Like I think everybody starting is pretty much in their first or second year, so it's taken them probably 6-7 games to even get their foot in the ground. So that's probably a big a big thing that's going on with them.
Just the young guys getting acclimated. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago, man. I'm watching Sunday Ticket and I got it on Red Zone. So it's showing all the 1 o'clock games. And like every other highlight is just a Dalvin Cook touchdown. I'm like, what is going on, man? So who have y'all beaten the past 3 weeks? Do you
Last three
remember?
weeks we beaten the Packers, the Bears, and I think it was the Packers, Bears, and Lions actually. So 3 divisional opponents in a
Divisional
row.
opponents. So that's interesting. Are y'all second place now?
I think we're actually tied with the Lions for second place possibly.
Okay, so 4-5, and if y'all beat Dallas on Sunday, which we'll talk a little bit about later,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all that win. That puts y'all at 5-5, and just a couple games back. I think the Packers have what, 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah, that
So
would
y'all
probably,
right in the thick of it.
I think that puts us in a tie with the Bears for second place if we win.
Okay, yeah. So let's go by position and just kind of talk about the Vikings a little bit, starting with Kirk Cousins, man. I mean, it seemed like he was really struggling earlier in the season. I consider him in the top half of quarterbacks. I don't think he's elite by any means, but man, when you can run the ball well and just use play action, he seems like a pretty good quarterback, and you also have a good receiver group. So, what do you think about Kirk?
I mean, I was loving it last year. I mean, he was putting the ball where it needed to go. We had Diggs and Thielen, but I mean, he was only throwing to those 2 guys. So once Diggs left, it was like he was forcing it at Thielen a lot in the last few games. Now we upgraded Jefferson, which our rookie receiver has been phenomenal. We upgraded him to wide receiver 2, and now he's been getting into both of the guys. So it's been a whole nother turnaround. When we're running the ball a lot more with Kubiak's system, it's been a lot better. That's for sure.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I was looking at with the PFF grades on the Vikings. I think like the highest graded player on the team may have been Dalvin Cook, but then the second was Justin Jefferson. So what's been the deal? Has he kind of come on slowly, or has he been like the real deal since week one?
Well, I think the big change, like I said, was they upgraded him from wide receiver like 3 or 4 to 2 just
Mhm.
to get him in the game. The first like I think 2 to 3 weeks he wasn't like the starter receiver. He was
Who was
like I
starting?
said, the 3 or 4, and then as soon as you started giving the ball, he gets separation.
Who was starting over Jefferson? Do you
I'm
know?
pretty sure it was Olabisi Johnson, which he's a pretty good wide receiver
Okay.
3, but they were hyping him up in camp and making him seem like he would be able to put that starter like replace Diggs, but I
Uh,
definitely didn't think that was going to be able to happen.
I'm so done with training camp, man. I follow it all off season, and they hype up all these guys, and then half of them don't make the team, and then the ones that do don't show up and do anything. So
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
it definitely didn't help that you didn't have like nobody had a actual training camp and there wasn't any preseason games to actually see what people could do. So I'm sure if they could have had him in actual games, they could have seen like, yeah, this dude needs to start.
mhm. So, I mean, it seems like offensively, y'all have always been able to run the ball well. Wide receiver has been a strength of the team. This year, it looked like it was going to be a weakness early in the season. I think Thielen was struggling a little bit because he was the only guy, and that's definitely picked up with Justin Jefferson getting more snaps. So I would say that probably, I mean, would you call it a big drop off from last year? I'd say probably not.
Um, I would say the defense has been a big drop off, which is a big surprise because in the last like probably 5 years or so, our defense has been our standing point. And our offense had to like try to catch up. Now it's the exact opposite. Our offense is trying to carry us, and our defense is trying to be average. But but looking about the last few weeks, we're actually having like a top 10 offense and defense with Dalvin Cook running the ball, and us actually the rookies actually catching up to what they're supposed to be doing. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes going forward, but it's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, so I'll definitely get to the defense some more. I know it helps when you play the Bears one week too, because they're struggling to score the ball. They need a quarterback. But a little bit more about that offense. So tell me a little bit about the offensive line. I really don't know much. I know y'all have obviously done a really good job running the ball, done an okay job protecting Kirk. I mean, is the talent there? Is everybody healthy? What's going on with that?
Actually, that's a big iffy thing on going into the year is we didn't make any big changes. So it was a big surprise. Right now, I think our biggest key blockers is actually one of our rookies, Ezra Cleveland. And then our tight ends have been doing a phenomenal job, especially in the first and second level in blocking. So it's allowed Dalvin Cook to get to that second and third level. So I praise a lot on Ezra Cleveland. And then I think it's our second year a center. He's been doing a lot better this year than he was last year.
Okay.
So that's definitely been a huge help.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I know with the Cowboys too. Obviously, a couple of our offensive linemen are out for the year, or multiple. It's not just two, but both of our tackles are left tackle Tyron Smith, right tackle Lel Collins. Our tight ends have been really good at blocking this year. So we lost Blake Jarwin for the season, I think week 1, which sucked because I was pretty high on him. But Dalton Schultz has stepped up as a pass catcher, but also a solid blocker. And Blake Bell has been really good in the blocking game. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he played quarterback at Oklahoma. Like
Blake Bell?
Yeah.
Actually, I think we had him on our team for a very, very short period of time.
Okay, yeah.
But
so
yeah,
he's kind of a workhorse, man. He's a big, strong tight end, but it's kind of crazy to think that he used to play quarterback. He's like 6'6", 250.
That's crazy.
It's pretty nuts. So yeah, what is the deal with Dalvin Cook this year though, man? He's always been a really good running back. But this year, I think
he's just healthy. Like the last couple of years, he hasn't had a full healthy season. His first year got cut after about 3 or 4 games, and he wasn't able to. He was producing like really. He could have probably been offensive player of the year, rookie wise. But his season got cut short. He was putting up like almost 100 yards a game. And then last year, he had a couple of games where he was out. He was playing really good. This year, he's putting off a couple of games in a row, like 200-yard games in a row where he's just playing great. Blocking is great. He's seeing the field better. We're putting him. The system probably helps a lot better, like I said, with Kubiak's running system. And we're keeping the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands, where he just has to play game manager instead. So that's definitely helping. Okay,
so yeah, what the Vikings kind of showed me is that earlier in the season, y'all really didn't know what kind of team y'all were. It's definitely started turning into a high power offense, run the ball, but we also have 2 really good wide receivers. I know the tight end position solid as well with Irv Smith Jr. and Kyle.
Yeah, so like I said, Irv Smith Jr., Kyle Rudolph, they've been playing phenomenal. Kyle Rudolph's like that basically red zone guy, but he can get you the yards when you need it. And like I said, Irv Smith's been huge in the blocking game, but we're trying to get him more in the passing game, but we'll see how it goes.
Right. But then last year, on the other hand, y'all were known for your defense, and it was all defensive line, defensive backs. I mean, y'all had Everson Griffin. I forget who your defensive backs were last year, but y'all had a couple really good ones.
Yeah, all of them left in free agency. It's been crazy.
Yeah, how's that changed? Who all did y'all have last year that y'all have left?
Xavier Rhodes, he went to the Colts.
Right,
he's a good one. Mackenzie Alexander, he went to Cincinnati. We had, oh my gosh,
Griffin for sure.
Oh, Griffin, man, he went to you guys. He's been around. Now he's at the Lions.
Yeah.
Hunter, man, Daniel Hunter, he was out for the whole season. He got hurt in training camp, hurt his neck. He won't be out he's out for the whole rest of the year. So that was huge how it hurting us. So we basically got a whole bunch of backups or rookies starting at defensive end. So it's been a huge uphill battle, but it's doing a lot better than it was from the get-go. So see how it goes, man.
Yeah, so now I think your leading pass rusher for sacks is like Yannick Ngakoue from the Jags, right? So I mean, are y'all struggling right now on the defensive line? Would you say?
Well, it's getting better. Like I said, we don't even have
Yeah.
Yannick Ngakoue anymore. He went to the Ravens.
Oh, so he's not even on the team.
He's not on our team anymore. He
Oh,
was
geez.
leading us in sacks with like 5. And now one guy that's been stepping up huge for us is DJ Wanham. He's a rookie defensive end. So
Okay.
that's been huge. He actually had the game winning sack for us against Green Bay. It's a sack fumble.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he's been huge. I want to say his name wrong, but Afede Adenbo, he's been pretty big. He was supposed to be our starter when Everson Griffin left this year.
Right.
But he's been playing pretty decent. But like I said, it's all about continuity. We'll see how it goes.
Was Ngakoue, was he like a trade deadline thing when he went when he
kind
left?
of was. We thought we were going to be able to get not Everson Griffin, Daniil Hunter back, so we could see how that worked. And we're kind of trying to salvage to see. I think we let him go just because it wasn't working right, I guess. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, these new guys are playing a lot better than we thought they were going to be playing. So it's definitely huge.
Cool. I lost you on the video for a second, but I got you back. So that's good. So yeah, I mean, so who is kind of stepping up on defense now? I know y'all still have Harrison Smith. Was it Anthony Harris at safety? Kendricks at linebacker. So y'all still got some pieces here and there.
Like I said, we got a bunch of rookies. Cameron Dantzler's been huge, but he's been out for multiple games because he's gotten hurt. He's a really good corner. He's a rookie, but he's kind of on a small frame, so he's been hurt a lot. We got a bunch of them, but Kendricks, yeah, he's been playing huge at linebacker for us. He's gonna be able to cover receivers downfield. We got Harrison Smith's run a bunch of picks. He's still trying to lead the defense. He's getting a little bit older. Jeff Gladney has been huge. He's been huge, and he's a rookie too. He's been huge in the run game. He's actually been one of the more, I guess you could say, week to week, he's getting better and better.
What does he play?
What's that?
What does Gladney play?
Gladney plays cornerback.
Okay, yeah, I noticed your cornerbacks and safeties were really good. Yeah, I noticed your cornerbacks and safeties were really good at stopping the run as far as like their tackling grade and stuff like that. I looked y'all up on PFF.
I think what's killing us in the beginning of the year was just they're getting out of position. They're not being physical enough, so they're getting better about that. Zim's been huge on them, so they're learning.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about Sunday's game, man. At Minnesota, is it going to be cold? Have you seen anything on the weather? I don't think I've even checked it yet.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be cold. It's been cold up here in Ohio, so
really.
I mean, yesterday was like a high of like 50, and today's like a high of 62. So I'm pretty sure
it's been like that here too.
Yeah.
It's weird. I would guess it to be cold in Ohio, but yeah, last night it was like a high of 50. It was like in the 40s here in Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. So that's kind of crazy. Have y'all gotten snow yet this year, or is that later in the year?
Not yet. I would assume we'll probably get it here in the next few weeks, actually, but we'll see how that goes. But
yeah, you looking forward to it or no?
I'm not looking forward to that, man.
That's funny.
I gotta try and run. It's all a mess. I apologize in advance too, because I got this little sinus cold. It's killing me. But
I feel
it'll probably be cold in Minnesota, but we do have a dome, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Okay, so it'll be inside then.
Yeah, it should be an inside game. So,
okay,
I mean,
that's
usually when Kirk Cousins plays a little bit better, and that's another good thing with the kickers too, is they don't have to worry about the wind or anything like that. So
right. Yeah, so when I'm looking at this game, my biggest concern is obviously Dalvin Cook, man. Cowboys have been really bad. I was going to say mediocre at best, but honestly, we've been towards the bottom of the league at stopping the run this year. And Dalvin Cook right now is probably the best running back in the NFL. He's at like 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. So I'd be shocked if he doesn't have a 200-yard game. How do you feel about this game?
I feel like it's a trap game, honestly. Just like I thought the Chicago Bears could have been a trap game. We got lucky getting out of there because we couldn't score as much in the end zone. We had 2 good touchdowns, but they started moving the ball pretty decent. And the only touchdown they got, thankfully, was a kickoff return by Cordero Patterson. But going into this game, I feel like it's a trap game because you guys are getting one of your quarterbacks back. You have some decent players. If he can get the ball downfield, it's all about getting into the red zone. It's not turning the ball over. So if we can run the game and we can control the clock, it'll be huge. But
yeah, I mean, like you said, we do have some really good receivers. Andy Dalton's coming back from, I think he was on the injury reserve for a concussion one week, and then like on the IR COVID list or something for the second week. Not the IR, but something like that. And so last week we looked really good, played our best game of the season, and a loss to the only undefeated team in the NFL, the Steelers. Garrett Gilbert was the guy in that game. He kind of showed that he has the it factor. Steven Jones, Jerry Jones, they decided we're going to roll with Andy Dalton instead this week now that he's healthy. I don't feel great about that. If y'all play the Bengals some years, do you remember playing against Dalton? How y'all done?
I mean, I remember playing them. I guess their biggest thing I was hearing about is they know he's got the best experience. They want to roll with Dalton. I guess, like I said, it all depends on if we can get the pressure to him. If he's got too much of a clean pocket, he's got that veteran experience to know how to get the ball downfield, and he's got the receivers that can get open. It's all about timing.
Yeah, Dalton's definitely a guy that struggles under pressure. Now, the other thing is Zeke has struggled throughout the year, but we played some good rushing defenses. I think statistically, the Vikings aren't horrible, but they're not great or in the top half either. What do you think about that? Do you think you're going to be able to contain Zeke? Is he going to finally have a breakout game this season? Maybe he's washed up. I don't think he is, but I do think he's definitely struggling and trying to press with a bad offensive line.
I mean, we did kind of stuff Derrick Henry a little bit. He didn't go crazy on us. So I guess that will probably be our main thing going in, is trying to stop him and then putting the pressure on Andy Dalton. So that's probably what Zim's game plan is to stop the run and then trying to stop Andy Dalton from being able to have a clean pocket, really.
Yeah, I mean, stuff in the box, that's how teams have beat us this year. Put pressure on the quarterback and give the running back nowhere to go. Yeah, and we seem to struggle with that.
I can see it coming down exactly like the last game did, but the Bears didn't have a running game. They just had Cordell Patterson line up in the backfield. But I could see it being exactly like the last game, where on third down, we're just bringing all the pressure. So see what he does with the ball.
Yeah, it's weird that the Bears like to run Cordell Patterson so much. I don't really understand that. He's not even a running back, but
I mean, they did okay, but you can only do it so many times with him.
Yeah, it's kind of gimmicky in my opinion.
He's a gimmick player. I mean, the only thing you can do is do kickoff returns. That's why it's kind of. I mean, it's a catch-22. You're glad you got rid of him because he can't catch the ball and he's not much of a playmaker except for in the kickoff returns.
Yeah, so I do think we are an improved team. I think we showed that last week. We're slowly getting a little better. Like I said, I don't think we're going to win this game. I could see it being close. I think we're going to have a hard time with your receivers. Trayvon Diggs was really coming into his own, Stephon Diggs' brother. So he was a second-round pick for us from Alabama. He's been great. He struggled a little bit here and there, but his coverage skills have been really good. And he was really starting to come into his own the past couple of weeks. He had a 2-interception game. Then last week he gets hurt. Looks like he's out for the rest of the year. But we are getting Chidobe Awuzie back, so hopefully he'll be okay. But it's going to be Awuzie, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. I could see Justin Jefferson going off. I could see Thielen having a big day. So I think it might be somewhat high scoring. At the same time, I think we're going to try to run the ball and control the clock, but I'm not sure how good of a job we're going to do with that. I'm gonna need you to make a prediction, Goebel. Can you give me that?
I guess I can say like a 28-24 type game.
Okay.
I guess it could be high scoring, but it's going to be a close game, but it won't be too high scoring. But then again, I can see it also going down to where it could be like the last game when we played the Bears, where it could be like a 21, 18 point game. It all comes down, like I said, it comes down to us putting the pressure, like stopping them. I mean, you guys do have some decent corners. We have people that we got killed against the Falcons, where Julio Jones went off on us. It all depends on who shows up that day. If we have the players that have been playing the good the last few games and actually can stay with the receivers, it'll be a whole different game. And like I said, it'll be that close game. But
yeah, is everybody healthy at defensive back? You mentioned
that's been our problem, is we haven't had but like 4 healthy cornerbacks for the last couple of games, but everybody's been playing consistently. So we'll see who's healthy. I mean, Holton Hill has been okay. like I said, Dantzler's been out. He got last game with a concussion, so we'll see how he plays if he comes back. Like I said, Jeff Gladney's been playing good. We'll see who shows up. We had to pick up some people not long ago just because we were so low on people. It's been crazy, man.
Yeah, and see, we've had some decent depth at defensive back, but it's just nobody's been playing well. It's been all Diggs. We've got a good game here and there by like Anthony Brown, but Lewis has been kind of disappointing in my opinion. Wouzier's stayed hurt. We cut Daryl Worley a couple weeks ago. He got picked up by the Bills. He was horrible. Our safeties are bad, so I could see this being kind of a high scoring game, back and forth. Our receivers, if Dalton has time to get them the ball and y'all have some guys out at defensive back, I could see us putting some points on the board. But, who knows? Last game Dalton started, we didn't score a touchdown. So,
who knows, man? Like I said, it comes down to how long, the 3 and outs, and if you can actually get the ball down the field. So,
yeah, I'm going to guess 24-31. I'm guessing Vikings are going to win. Yeah, I hate picking against the Cowboys because everybody that comments is going to give me flack for that. But, I call it like I see it. And I do think this Vikings team is surging big time right now, and they're fighting for a playoff spot now. And we're not. We are surging a little. We're playing a little better. But, I think we know the writing's on the wall this season. Who do y'all have coming up after us? Do you know?
So this is actually our surprisingly, if you guys didn't have the quarterback you have playing right now, it might have been a little bit more tougher, I guess you could say. But this actually might be one of our easier stretches. Thankfully, the last half of the season, we're playing you guys, and I believe we have Jacksonville, and then can't remember who else is after that, but it's still on the low end where we don't have to. Right. It's not as crazy.
Hey, Jacksonville might be more dangerous than us right now, man.
Yeah,
Jake, is it Luton or Luton?
They don't put out a whole lot of points, but they do play pretty good defense.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. Well, hey man, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. Good luck to the Vikings this weekend and the rest of the season. Obviously, hope my Cowboys won, but yeah, appreciate you coming on, Steven.
Yeah, man, no problem. Anytime. Can't wait to watch the game.
Absolutely. So, guys, that's going to do it for today. We're out. Appreciate Steven coming on again. I might link his socials in the description, but we're out. Peace.